Well, good morning, Washington, D.C. It's nice and early out here in California, and good to start the day thinking of all of you and remembering you and feeling a nice sense of love in that memory, a nice sense of comfort in that memory. I wanted to start, of course, with a Hafiz poem for the sake of tradition and for the sake of love, actually. He has this beautiful poem which wraps up, I think, the summary of really all spiritual life, but certainly this morning's talk about a mom's mom. It's called To Anything That Moved. Yesterday, it was sweet madness, reciting poems for hours and talking about love to anything that moved. I laid down late, thinking I might be able to sleep all the way until there was light of resplendent sounds and polished jokes from the morning birds. That was foolish of me. For in just a few minutes, 3 worlds crawled from a cave in my heart and built a huge fire and yelled, "Get up!" They could not contain their happiness, living inside of one as ripe as me. We began jumping up and down and banging our heads like drunk bronze clappers in a sacred Buddhist bell, against the fields, against the mountains, against all the jeweled walls of this universe. Yesterday was such exquisite madness, singing about the friend for hours and talking about love to anything that moved. Yet I believe another wonderful day, and perhaps even a sweeter height of rare, inspired insanity, O Hafiz, has just begun. Indeed, it has just begun. It's Mother's Day. Oh, what a great day to remember for many, for most, I hope. It would be wonderful to be able to say for all, but that the thought of mother is a thought of security and a thought of peace, a thought of love, a thought of family, a thought of strength. And what a beautiful day to say thanks to all the sacrifices of moms out there who quite often, as part of that role, go unappreciated, unseen. And this is our opportunity as the beneficiaries of moms everywhere to say thanks. Enjoy your scrambled eggs made by your families this morning, our clumsy attempts at being moms to you for a day. Anyway, we're going to talk about this idea of God as mother, a mom's mom. The title really, it doesn't say much, but it was chosen because as a play on the idea of a man's man, that we have a mom's mom. What is the ideal of motherhood? What is this ideal of God as mother of all of us? Vivekananda says that this whole discussion about the divine as mother was an evolution, a growing in our understanding and nature of the divine that we live in. He said that, of course, it seems obvious to everybody that it's a dual world. There's good and there's evil. And so we've created at first religions that reflected just that good and that evil. God was good, and then we came up with various demons or satans or devils to carry the bad part. And we kept them separate. We sort of saw them both as being necessary for this game. But in response to that idea, Vivekananda says that a lame, one-legged universe, and what he means by that is a universe that where there's only good, or where there's a God that is only good, with big quotes around good. That's a lame universe. That's a God that's only half of the power of the universe. That's a God that doesn't manifest the creation purely and perfectly as it is. He says a lame one-legged universe makes only a lame one-legged God. And this, in the end, lands us in want of sympathy and makes us brutal. The ethics built upon such a concept is an ethics of brutality. Why? Because the saint will hate the sinner, and the sinner will struggle against the saint. And yet even this leads onward. For finally the wicked, self-sufficient mind will die, crushed under repeated blows. And then we shall awake. Then we shall awake and know the mother. So this idea, if you break this world into two halves of good and evil, and you make God responsible only for the good and you sign the evil elsewhere, that you're setting up a system of brutality, a system that you're seeing unfolding in the world constantly, this self-righteous hatred toward those who are following a different way or have a different set of ideas or moralities or ethics. You have this tearing wrestle within religion itself of people that are good enough and people that aren't good enough. You know, people who are chosen and people who are not chosen, and people who are saved and people who aren't saved. And you set up a world of brutality, a world for control freaks, for fascists. A world in which everybody's trying to exert their sense of good, their sense of right on everybody else, and thinking that they're doing a favor at the same time. A world of brutality. But even this will take us onward, he says. Even this will crush that ego out of us and make us more true to the nature of the universe. That when this wicked, self-sufficient mind, this mind who thinks it is the gift to this universe, this mind who thinks it's the doer, that it can fix or help or improve, that it can be compassionate, that it can be caring, this wicked, self-sufficient mind will die. And then we shall awake to know the mother, the real nature of the union, the unity, the harmony of this universe. He says mother worship is a distinct philosophy in itself. Power is the first of our ideas. It's the first thing that we're confronted with in this world, this power. It's enormous. It's everywhere around us. He says it impinges upon man at every step. Power felt within, that power of life within you, that life force, that prana, that isness. He says that power felt within is the soul. And the power felt outside is nature. And that it's the battle between these two powers, that internal power and this perceived external power, that makes human life. It's what we struggle with through the day. It's what slowly chips our impurities away, what slowly rounds our rough edges, presents to ourselves a true self, a self of equanimity and strength, a self of security and love, a self of truth, of caring and compassion. Power is felt within is the soul, and without is nature, and the battle between the two makes our life human. All that we know or feel is but the result of these two forces battling. Man saw that the sun shines on the good and the evil alike. And here laid the new idea of God. A God who is the universal power behind everything, the distinct owner of both good and evil. The mother idea was born. So this idea of the rain falling on the good and the wicked, the sun shining on the good and the wicked, God giving to everyone in a sense of equanimity. And immediately we judge from body and mind perspectives and say, equanimity, what equanimity? He's got more than me, she's got less than me, they're in good health, they're in bad health. Yes, these are things, but these are not things that have to do with you. You are that eternal self, that soul, the witness to this universe, unaffected by the material of this world. Unless, of course, we identify with it. But Mother says, I am the power that manifests everywhere. All sense of power that you see in the universe comes from the Divine Mother. She who is bringing out this universe, and she who is bringing forth the following destruction. No need to say that destruction is only the beginning of creation. The top of a hill is only the beginning of a valley. After all, it is only the mother's play. So when we see that all of these forces of good and evil in the universe are at the command of the divine, are at the command of one universal, infinite, all-knowing, all-loving, existence itself God, we can take comfort and know that everything that happens is couched in love, and that it's our perspective that warps it and comes up with an idea of light and shade, of good and evil, of right and wrong. That what is evil today will be good tomorrow. What is evil to one group of people is good to another group of people. You know, the fact that you get a raise means that somebody else didn't. The fact that you have means somebody else doesn't. This world is a closed loop, as it were. And Mother is the power that is manifesting everywhere. And he says of the nature of that power, how do we approach such a wonder, such a totality, such an immensity? He says, after all, it is only the mother's play. Nothing serious, after all. Those are words that are hard to swallow at every moment of our life. There are days and times and certainly lives of others that we look at and we think, my God, how can you say that that's play? Holy Toledo. How can you say that that's nothing serious at all? And indeed, that is the beginning of spiritual life. That is the impetus for growth. To know that this has to be okay somehow, this has to be perfect somehow. It is the manifestation of divinity, a manifestation of perfection. It's for us to find that perspective, to find that sense of self, which can see the world as perfect, which can take this moment of struggle, this moment of pain, this moment of grief, this moment of joy, this moment of bliss, and couch them all in perfection, couch them all in love. It's Mother's play, nothing serious at all. What could move the Almighty? When you think of a being, as it were, of infinite strength, outside of time, immortal, ever free, absolutely pure, whose will is the isness of the moment, that there's nothing lacking or needing, there is no will. What made Mother create the universe? She could have no goal. Why? Because a goal is something that is not yet attained. If God is perfect, if God is all-powerful, if God is all-knowing, then God doesn't have to plan to have something arise. He thinks it, and it is. This world, as it is in this perfect moment, is the divine will manifested. There is no passage of time between the will of God and the manifestation of that same. There is no passing time there. This world is that perfect manifestation of perfect love, in perfect equilibrium, in perfect harmony, at all times. What made Mother create the universe? She could have no goal. Why? Because that goal is something that is not yet attained. What is creation for? Vivekananda says, just fun. Just fun. We forget this, and we begin to quarrel, and we begin to have to endure misery. We are the playmates of the Mother. So just to always remember that the nature of this is fun. Fun for who? Fun for a soul. Fun for a spirit who's untouched by evil, untouched by good. A spirit settled in the equanimity of its timeless self, its unending presence. a spirit who's learned its freedom from the body, its separation from the mind, who understands that nothing in this world can add a thing to it, and nothing in this world can take a thing away from it. A spirit that is ever free, watching the play of the beloved, everywhere around him surrendered and found in the presence of God, the presence of his beloved. This is the nature of the universe as our mother. This is the impetus for growth and the challenge for you and for me to understand ourselves and the nature of our own self so that we can experience this world as spirit, not as a body subject to materialism, not as a mind subject to countless conditions for its satisfaction. To be free. Swamiji writes a poem about Mother Kali in which he describes this world. Because often we think, oh, if the world is mother, it'll be, flowers and bumblebees and beautiful little hummingbirds floating around lotus flowers. That it's all this wonderful, sentimental, nostalgic, sweet syrup of life. But we know that's a very small component of being. Kali, the mother. Vivekananda says the stars are blotted out. The clouds are covering clouds. It is darkness, vibrant, sonant. In the roaring, whirling wind are the souls of 1,000,000 lunatics just loose from the prison house, wrenching trees by the roots, sweeping all from the path. The sea has joined the fray, the swirls of mountain waves to reach the pitchy sky. The flash of lurid light reveals on every side 1,000,000 shades of death, begrimed and black, scattering plagues and sorrows. Dancing mad with joy, come, mother, come, for terror is your name. Death is in your breath, and every shaking step destroys a world forever. Thou, time, the all-destroyer. Come, O mother, come. Who dares misery love and hug the form of death? Dance in destruction's dance. To him, the mother comes. What a wild and crazy, beautiful vision of womanhood, of the mother of God, this infinite power, playing, destroying, creating, just in this vibrant madness of love. Can you believe it? Can you see that description, the stars blotted out, the clouds covering clouds, vibrant sonant darkness in the roaring, whirling wind? The soul of 1,000,000 lunatics just freed from their prison cells. That, the souls set free on this world, wrenching up trees to clear the way of ignorance, that we might come in our own dance of joy through this crazy creation of fun and love and intensity and importance and being. To know the mother, to survive untouched to the end, to embrace death, to embrace all of the ups and all of the downs, to absorb them into our infinite soul, untouched by its nature, because we are ever free, ever pure, outside of all of the whims of this material world. Settled confidently, nestled in the arms of a playing mother who knows our nature and knows that our pain does not belong to us, but to our bodies and to our minds, who gently coaxes us through these experiments, through this time on the anvil of this creation, to hammer out the imperfections of me and mine, to break down this wicked, self-sufficient mind, that we might find our harmony with the whole, that we might break down the wall of separation that says, I am here and God is there. And breaking down that wall will remove that shadow of good is there and evil is there, right is there and wrong is over there. Breaking down that wall of God being small, being localized, being elsewhere, to understand what? This oneness. Dancing mad with joy, come, mother, come. Whatever you bring, I know it is of love. Whatever you bring, I know it will make me better. It will cure my disease of ignorance, my narrow vision, my short-sighted mind, based on limited breaking and ending things. Death is in your breath, and every shaking step destroys a world forever. Thou, time, the all-destroyer, mother as time, equally destroying, equally creating, giving birth and giving death, giving illness and curing. One a backdrop for the other, both necessary for the experience of transcendence, for the path of finding our true nature, of finding that divine essence. And you're dared to what? Dared to love misery, to see in that the potential of growth, the potential of transcendence, of moving beyond a limiting condition. Who dares misery love and hug the form of death? Who can walk to death unafraid, eyes up, knowing it's the body and the mind that drop? But you, just changing pillowcases on a pillow. A world of fun, nothing serious at all. The world of mother, the world of the divine. Pleasure will come. Good. Who forbids? Pain will come. Welcome that too. If you welcome one, you must welcome the other. Your house is open to all the guests. A mosquito was sitting on a bull's horn. Then his conscience troubled him, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Bull, I have been sitting here on your horn for a very long time. Perhaps I am annoying you. Perhaps I have become too heavy for you. I'm sorry. I'll go away." But the bull replied, "Oh no, not at all. Why, bring your whole family and live on my horn. What can you do to me?" Why can't we say this to misery? To be brave is to have faith in the mother. That is one of my favorite things that I found in putting this fun little talk together. That idea that to be brave is to have faith. To be brave is to have faith. Faith in what? Faith that this world is sourced in divine love, in a love that's transcendent to the small market-based love of the mind and body. That this world is couched in an infinite, unchanging vessel of love that makes sure that everything that happens is constructive. Constructive to what? Constructive to the individual bound soul finding their freedom, finding their inner strength, finding their inner sufficiency, finding their inner will to stand and embrace the totality as it comes, unhindered, undaunted, unbeaten, unafraid, free, and lost in infinite love, infinite intelligence. So like that bull who knows that this mosquito is barely even recognizable, so we have that inner bull here, that inner strength here, that inner well of infinite love here, that infinite service potential here. You are that bull within. And this world, this external world that you have made so big and so overpowering and so overwhelming, is but a mosquito on your horn. Perhaps I should go. I'm sorry to have troubled myself. To be brave is to have faith in the mother. Be brave as you face your trials, as you face your troubles, as you face the difficulties, as we watch our bodies die, as we watch our minds diminish. Be brave. You are that bull, that divine presence, the image of God, the all-encompassing one without a second of the universe. You are that. Find that. Know that. And embrace this lurid, crazy world of dancing lunatics newly freed from their prison. To be brave is to have faith in the Mother. I am life. I am death. She it is whose shadow is life and death. She is the pleasure in all pleasure. All pleasure is but a metering out of an infinitesimally small amount of the bliss of your very nature. That these spurts of pleasure that you seek in this world, these momentary things that you have to work so hard to attain and hold on to so tightly to remember, these little spurts, they're barely even business cards of the beloved, touching you and letting you remember a potential of self, letting you know what lies within when you discover who and what you are. I am life and I am death. She it is whose shadow is life and death. She is pleasure in all pleasure. She is the misery in all misery. If life comes, it is the Mother. If death comes, it is the Mother. If heaven comes, she is. If hell comes, there is the Mother. Plunge in. This wonder of Vivekananda, just that boldness of life, that fearlessness of life. Whatever comes, plunge in, jump, go. Arise, awake, and stop not until this goal is reached, this goal of returning to what you have always been, of waking up from this hypnotism of weakness and limitation and smallness and insecurity and depression and fear. Wake up. Wake up to this bull that rides this universe, carefree, indestructible, unbeatable. Plunge in. We have not faith, we have not patience to see this. We trust the man in the street, but there is one being in the universe we never trust, and that is God. There's a challenge for you. You'll trust the man in the street, you'll trust the nature of everything that's happening around you. You'll be beaten by the whip. You'll be rewarded by gold. You'll find pleasure in distraction. When will you trust the nature of the whole? When will you trust the presence of pure love behind all of it? When will you rise up and know your nature? We never trust this God. We trust him when he works just our way, when he falls in line with our will, when he makes our country win, or our ideals rise up, or our religion successful. Me and mine, God is a component of me and mine. I'm selling me and mine, and God is my major proponent. What darkness, what delusion, what infinite unseeing that is. God is every side, everywhere, every country, everywhere, every religion, everywhere. There is nothing separate from the divine. There is nothing broken out, independent, alone, boundaried. When will we trust that God, who may not be in alignment with our will and our body and our mind and our country and our anything? But the time will come, Vivekananda says, the time will come when, getting blow after blow, the self-sufficient mind will die. This idea of me and mine, separate and apart from the whole. The man weighted down with his guns and his strength, drunk on his own sense of ego and power, crushed, broken, fallen. His fat, limpid body decayed, rotted in the grave. But the spirit, jumping up laughing, nothing serious at all. The universe, the play of the Divine Mother. The time will come, getting blow after blow, that this self-sufficient mind will die. In everything we do, the serpent ego is rising up. We are glad that there are so many thorns on the path. They strike the hood of that cobra. Indeed, the difficulties of this world are because of ego, because of your will that's in contrariness to the nature of things, the nature of the universe. Your will, which is driving against universal love for your own benefit, serving the God who's best on your side. Yes, this serpent ego is rising up, and we are glad for the thorns on the path, for they will strike the hood of that cobra. That is the suffering in life, the striking of that cobra, ego, to break down that self-sufficient mind, to be at peace and harmony, in oneness with the whole, and to stop violating those principles in the pursuit of me and mine. Last of all will come self-surrender. Then we shall be able to give ourselves up to the Mother. If misery comes, welcome. If happiness comes, welcome. Then when we come up to this love, when we arise to that level of love where we can see the motive of love, the action of love in everything that's happening, the thief's love for wealth, the murderer's love of power, when we see that love first and foremost in all things and understand it to be the play of the divine, nothing serious at all, welcoming all of it and dancing in a mad sobriety, accepting everything, and in that manifesting that drunken lover within, drunk on the divine nature, drunk on that divine love, drunk on that divine intelligence. That comes to play, to dance in this world, and to join the legions of freed souls who have freshly been broken from their prison cells. When we come up to this love, all crooked things will be straight. All the shadows will be gone. The boundary between good and evil will not be necessary anymore, for it only accompanies an ego, a small particular that's walled off from the whole. When we come up to this love, all crooked things will be straight. There will be the same sight for the Brahmin, for the outcast, for the dog. Until we love the universe with this same-sightedness. Love the person that abuses us. What a challenge that is. Immediately, 10 fingers pointing at me. Monk, love everyone. Accept all things as perfect. Know that this is my play, monk. Know this is my dance. Until we love the universe with this same-sightedness, with impartial, undying love. An undying love, not a love that has a limited time, not a love that's based on conditions or petty little services, fulfilling of wants and desires. No, a love that goes to the bottom of the very center of what we are. This universe, our love letter from the divine, the play of the beloved. Until we love the universe with same-sightedness, with impartial, undying love, we are missing it all again and again. but then all will have vanished, and we shall see all in the same, the infinite, eternal Mother. On Sunday in June in 1900, so quite a few years ago, Swami Vivekananda says, "Eternal, unquestioning self-surrender to Mother alone can give us peace." Are you looking for peace? If you're looking for peace, eternal, unquestioning self-surrender to Mother alone can give us peace. Love her for herself. Know her nature is the only way for that to be possible. Love her for herself without fear, without favor. Love her because you are her child. You are the child of the universe. You share its nature, you share its essence, divine love, divine intelligence and freedom, couched in bliss, a peace beyond understanding. Love her for herself, without fear, without favor. Love her because you are her child. See her in everyone and everything. See her in all, good and bad alike. Then alone will come sameness, equanimity, strength of presence. Then alone will come sameness and bliss eternal, that is Mother herself, when we realize her as thus. That this bliss, this equanimity, this great wonder of existence, when we understand that to be the nature of the Mother, be the nature of the whole, then this eternal, unquestioning self-surrender is possible. And through that, we will find peace. We will find that inner collectedness. Only resting in the Mother, Vivekananda says, are we safe. Only with the name of the divine coursing through our mind and our body. Only through a constant remembrance of our nature as the product of and child of the Mother can we come to this knowledge. Can we abate good and evil? Can we be free from right and wrong? Only resting in Mother are we safe. In India, the highest of all feminine types is Mother, higher than wife. Wife and children, they may desert a man, but his mother, never. Mother is the same, or loves her child perhaps a little more. Mother represents colorless love that knows no barter, no exchange. It's not because of something. Mother's commitment to you is because you are her child by definition. A love that knows no barter, a love that never dies, never diminishes. Who can have such love? Only a mother, not a son, not a daughter, not a wife. There is something beautiful and unique, something holy and divine, something wondrous in motherhood that all the rest of us can only stand at and worship, recognize, and learn from. In the book of John in the New Testament, there's a scene where Jesus is being crucified. And of course, we know Jesus had a mother, Mother Mary. And it says that near this cross of Jesus stood his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to her, "Woman, here is your son." and to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that time on, this disciple took her into his home. Can you understand the intensity of that moment? A mother with Jesus as a child. You couldn't have had a better child. You couldn't have had a more loving, more compassionate, more appreciative child than Jesus. And to spend your life, all mothers will know the love and joy that Jesus must have been to his mother. And she's standing here where? At the foot of a cross, watching him die. And in Jesus' undying compassion, he lets his mother understand the world is your child. This man here, John, is your child. And to John, he says, "This is your mother." And immediately John takes her into his home as his own. That's the message of the Avatar. This world is your mother. Invite it in its good and its bad. Learn of your nature. Learn of your seeming relationship in this play. Know that it is the fun of the divine, nothing serious at all. Here is your mother, and from that time on the disciple took her into his home. When Mary was told that she was going to give birth to Jesus, she wrote a poem called The Song of Mary. And in it she sings, "His mercy extends to those who fear or respect him from generation to generation. He has performed mighty deeds with his arm. He has scattered those who are proud in their inmost thoughts. He has brought down rulers from their thrones, but has lifted up the humble. He has filled the hungry with good things, but has sent the rich away empty. He has helped his servant Israel, remembering to be merciful, to Abraham and to his descendants forever, just as he promised our ancestors." So you see, this is the violent, crazy, lurid brightness of Mother as the universe. She is doing all of these things. Doing what? Extending mercy to those who are trying to pay attention, to those who are trying to understand and wake up. She extends mercy. That God has performed mighty deeds, scattering those who are proud in their innermost thoughts, those who have an arrogance about themselves, those who have this self-sufficient mind, who need nothing and no one as their ideal. Bringing down that arrogance. That is the storm, the lightning, the darkness, the crazy wind of this world. Brought down rulers from their thrones through wars, pestilence, disease, but has lifted up the humble. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty, thinking that they have so much. Sent the rich away empty, though they may think they have so much. And has helped us, remembering to be merciful to us in our disease of ignorance, thinking we know, thinking that somehow the universe should bend to our will, to our sense of morality and right and wrong, to our sense of nationality, to our sense of social structure, to our sense of politics. The divine is bringing that down to manifest an unconditioned love for one another. What does it look like to approach a mother like this? There's several beautiful examples in the Gospel of Holy Mother, of people coming to see her. There's a very young woman, newly married with a child. And the child was so small she had to leave it at home to make a very long journey to visit the mother. And so the mother says to her, "Oh, my child, why have you left behind your 2-month-old daughter? You could have brought her. You could have brought her." The young woman, "Mother, I have not brought the baby because I didn't want her to make a mess of things." To be crying, to have her diaper changed, to get food all over the place, just to be destructive. So I left my child at home. But Mother says, "So what if she did? So what if she came and made a mess? So what?" She said this repeatedly to everyone in the room. So what? But then she looks at the young woman and she says, "Oh, look, from what a distance this young woman has come, leaving her 2-month child at home, how much she is suffering for that separation." So you come to the mother. You come with your fears. You come with your best behaviors. You come with your best dress. You leave your troubles elsewhere so that you don't trouble her. And what does she say to you? "You could have brought it all to me. Your mess, your child, whatever, you can bring it to me." And she will look at you and she'll know that it was your suffering that causes you to see the world that way, as seeing only a part of yourself as being acceptable to bring forward. She understands that suffering. The following year at Jairambati, where Mother lived, the mother was once discussing a letter from a monastic disciple in which he had expressed his despondency, his depression, his feeling of unaccomplishment, that somehow he couldn't know God. And suddenly the mother began to say gravely and emphatically, "How is it, my dear? How is it possible that he's feeling this way? Is the Master's name a trifle? Is the name of God a trifle? Is it just a trinket, a thing? Is it make-believe? Is it unreal? How is it, my dear? Is the Master's name a trifle that it will come to nothing? The uttering of his name can never be futile. There's a promise for you to write down in your heart. The name of your beloved whispered within will never be futile, will never be without its effect. Those who have come here remembering the Master will certainly have the vision of their chosen ideal. You will see the divine. Those who come here remembering the Master. Who's your Master? Buddha, Jesus, Rama, Krishna, Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Vivekananda. Those who have come here remembering the Master will certainly have the vision of their chosen ideal. You will see the truth. You will come out of this constant battering of good and evil, right and wrong, favored and unfavored, righteousness and sinfulness. This pain of the duality, the dual throng crushing you, or what you thought was you. To kill that self-sufficient, wicked mind created by me and mine. Come to the Master. Come to the Mother. See the universe as your beloved Mother, nurturing you, bringing you forward, using every pain for your good, using every loss for your gain. Surrender completely, without a limit. Dare you embrace death, embrace illness? Dare you to love misery as much as you love pleasure? One Sunday, out of a strong desire to see the Holy Mother, I started from my Calcutta residence at 2:30 and arrived, profusely perspiring, which, of course, if you've been to India, you know what profuse perspiring can be. Profusely perspiring at the Ud Bodhan house in Calcutta, where Mother was staying. On inquiry, I learned that the mother had only just returned from some engagement outside and that she would be meeting visitors only a little later. Feeling very impatient, indeed, I came all this way, I'm hot, I'm sweating like crazy. What do you mean, mother's tied up, I can't see her now? Feeling very impatient, I, however, proceeded to go to her. Swami Chidbrahmananda, who was standing near the staircase, saw me going and forbade me. Swami Chidbrahmananda tells this person, no, you can't go upstairs, she's resting right now. And this disciple says, young as I was then, I immediately retorted to him, is she only your mother? That's the braveness that Mother is talking about right there. That braveness of having a mother, the divine mother, as your very own. Swami Chidbrahmananda, who was no small presence, was a master himself. People live in awe of him. And this young person here, oh, is she your mother only? And I pushed him aside and went upstairs. Oh my goodness. If you can only imagine, she pushed a Swami out of the way to go see the Divine Mother upstairs, even though he told her, as he was probably asked to do by the mother, to let her rest. This devotee pushes him aside and goes upstairs. I found the mother fanning herself. After I bowed down at her feet, she inquired about me and said, how is it that you're perspiring? And I said, Mother, I've walked a long distance in the hot sun. So you see, Mother will always see you and immediately be concerned for your well-being. On this day, I could not talk with the mother any longer, for one or two women devotees came in also. I saluted the mother, and as I was taking leave of her, I said, Mother, I have done a great wrong today. While climbing the stairs, I pushed Chidbrahmananda, Sharat Maharaj, aside. How shall I face him again? Kindly pardon me. The mother said, what wrong can children do? My sons are not such as to find fault with others. You need not worry about it. Is that not beautiful? First of all, this woman's sorrow for having mistreated the Swami by pushing him out of the way and coming up to see her mother anyway, disobeying him, showing him some disrespect. And the mother says, what wrong can children do? You see, she understands the perspective that she's teaching you. You're a child. You're a child. You're living in ignorance. Of course you make these mistakes. But then she says, my sons, her monks, they're not such as to find fault with others, because that's the nature of someone who has surrendered completely to the Mother of the universe. What wrongs are there to find in one another? Everyone is a child of the Mother. Everyone is growing up, learning their lessons, doing their studies, doing their practices, growing little by little, taking what comes and learning from it. This is the nature of those who have surrendered to Mother. To allow this surgery that will end in the death of this cobra serpent ego ever rising up. What wrong can children do? My sons are not such as to find fault with others. You need not worry about it. Coming to the ground floor, I came across Sharat Maharaj. I bowed down to him and asked his forgiveness for the offense. Chidbrahmananda embraced me and said, placing his hand on my head, one should have such yearning indeed. You see, he could see. That's the spirit it takes to find the Mother. Push anything out of the way. Push the obstacles out of the way. Is she your mother only? No, she's my mother. I will go and speak with my mother. I will find the truth. One should have such yearning indeed, he says. Then he added, none will obstruct you henceforth. You've pushed the obstacles out of the way. Nothing will be in your way now. You have gone to the Mother. You have touched the Mother. I welcomed his blessings. But after this incident, whenever he saw me, we used to laugh heartily. That indeed is the promise right there for this struggle of life, for what we're going through here and now, for the pains that we are enduring, for the miseries that we're learning to love. One day you will laugh in the company of the divine. One day you will laugh at all of this in the lap of your mother. You will understand that it was all a play, nothing serious at all. Sri Ramakrishna had his final and highest realization of the mother that he describes like this. I felt as if my heart were being squeezed like a wet towel. I was overpowered with a great restlessness and a fear that it might not be my lot to realize the mother in this life. I could not bear the separation from her any longer. Life seemed to be not worth living. Suddenly my glance fell on the sword that was kept in the mother's temple. I determined to put an end to my life. I couldn't take the suffering anymore, the separation anymore, the search, the quest. He was exhausted. But he didn't run to his ego, he ran to his mother. When I jumped up like a madman and seized that sword, suddenly the Blessed Mother revealed herself. The buildings with their different parts, the temple and everything vanished from my sight, all boundaries gone, all fake and temporary refuges destroyed. Everything vanished from my sight, leaving no trace whatsoever. And in their stead, I saw a limitless, infinite, effulgent ocean of consciousness, as far as I could see. The shining billows were madly rushing at me from all sides with a terrific noise to swallow me up. That is the death of this wicked, self-sufficient mind. These shining billows were madly rushing at me from all sides with a terrific noise to swallow me up. I was panting for breath. I was caught in the rush and I collapsed unconscious. What was happening in the outside world, I don't know. But within me there was a steady flow of undiluted bliss, altogether new. Something never felt before, because it wasn't coming from a body and from a mind. It was coming from the mother, the one without a second, as that child was absorbed into her arms. The steady flow of undiluted bliss, altogether new, and I felt the presence of the Divine Mother. On his lips when he regained consciousness was the word mother. This is your mother. This is your freedom. Push your obstacles out of the way and find her. Come to that sense of an untimed, unlimited surrender. It is the only way to peace. Be brave because of your faith. Face the obstacles, let them fall, the good and the bad. Let it teach you who you are. You are not a suffering body, you are not a disturbed mind. You are the ever free, ever blissful, ever pure child of the Mother. Happy Mother's Day.